We are excited that you will be studying at Birkbeck soon. We understand that non-native speakers might need some additional support, and we are offering it. Once you're enrolled, we will send you information about English language classes that you can take part in even before the academic year begins. In the autumn term, we offer weekly English language classes, and we are currently planning on offering them online and on campus. We of course also have academic study support classes and excellent learning support tutors. We are looking forward to getting to know you and being there for you throughout your studies. For now, please enjoy this mini session from our English language tutor directed at international students who probably have not been to the UK before.
Video 3. Staying safe. Hello everyone. London is an amazing capital city, a multicultural hub that is super cool and has great nightlife. Yet, like any major city in the world, it can be dangerous places, despite it being one of the safest capital cities in the world. This video aims to make it safer for you as a student living and studying at Birkbeck. So, let's look at some ways to stay safe whilst out and about in London. First of all, one thing my international students and friends often find strange is our working hours and the times that the vast majority of shops close. Despite the fact that London is a capital city, it is not necessarily active 24/7 everywhere. We tend to work from 9 till 5, so morning rush hour starts around 7:30 till around 9 AM. Rush hour restarts about 5 PM when we all head home. So many commercial areas, including businesses and shops, may close around 5:30. This might feel really early if this routine is not the same as in your home country. Because of this, certain parts of London may feel inactive after 5 PM. So, bearing this in mind, it's a good idea to take up the same habits as Brits, doing your shopping between 9 till 5 rather than later in the evening, especially when it gets dark and is much quieter. When out and about at any time of day or night, be very careful with your valuables, such as mobile phones, wallets and jewellery. If you go to any tourist places, such as Covent Garden, Oxford Street and Camden Market, or any crowded places, be aware of pickpockets. Don't make it easy for them, and instead keep valuables hidden in bags or in inner pockets. Remember, out of sight, out of mind. Do you know that expression, or have something similar in your language? If something valuable is not in full view, then there's less to worry about. So, do not carry wallets, phones, or any electronic devices in back pockets or backpacks, or have any open handbags that are easily accessible. They are such easy targets for pickpockets. Make sure also you do not go out with much cash on you. Cash means coins or notes, such as fivers and tenors or £20 notes. And always keep your passport or travel documents safely at home. If relaxing in a cafe, restaurant, pub or bar, do not hang your bag on your chair, as bags can be easily pinched. Pinched? It's another informal word meaning stolen. Or do you remember the other term? Yes, that's right, nicked. So 3 verbs for you: to pinch, to nick, or to steal. Keep your mobile in your bag when not being used, and if you do need to use your phone, just be aware of your surroundings. Be vigilant and aware of what is going on around you. And be wary of strangers trying to scam you, especially if they stop you pretending to be a police officer asking for any ID or your wallet. Now, as a student, you'll discover London has a great nightlife and there is so much to experience. In order to stay safe in the evenings, there are a few things to consider. First of all, when out clubbing, have your wits about you. This is an interesting phrase which simply means be vigilant and aware of your surroundings. On your way home, share a booked taxi, often called a minicab. Always order a taxi or cab from a registered taxi firm, or take one from the registered taxi rank in town. Never, ever accept a ride from a taxi driver offering you a lift as you walk home. The famous London black cabs, or hackney carriages as they are also known, can be safely hailed in the street and can be hailed quickly via an app. However, black cabs are quite pricey. Pricey means expensive. Late at night, it's a lot cheaper to take the night bus home, but if the journey is likely to take longer, it's worth splashing out on a cab rather than a night bus, as you'll get home far quicker and it will feel a lot safer. To splash out on something. This is an idiomatic expression which means to spend a bit more money than usual on something. When you arrive home, let your friends know you have arrived safely. If walking home alone at night, especially in an unfamiliar place, stick to busy, well-lit places with CCTV cameras. Avoid walking through parks or darkly lit streets or taking any shortcut through dodgy-looking places. Dodgy is another useful word you will hear in London a lot. Dodgy is an adjective used to describe people, places, things that you should avoid. For example, that guy looks a bit dodgy. He's been hanging around outside for ages. This means he's untrustworthy or looks suspicious. You shouldn't go to that part of town late at night. It's a bit dodgy round there. The meaning here is that it's a bit unsafe. Another example is, ugh, that milk smells dodgy. This meaning is used when referring to food or drink that looks or smells bad and has gone off. So, basically, avoid dodgy-looking places or streets or neighbourhoods, particularly in the evenings. A shortcut means a quicker route home, possibly through a park or a back street, rather than taking the longer route. When in a club or pub, take care of your drinks, never letting them out of your sight, so there is no danger of the drink being spiked. Pubs tend to close around 11 p.m, which might feel quite early if bars stay open a lot later in your country. Just make sure you have planned out how you will get home safely beforehand, and make sure your phone is charged for the whole evening, as you may need it. When out and about in the evenings with your friends, keep an eye out for each other. This is another informal expression, to keep an eye out for each other. Here, it means stay vigilant, and take care of each other. Another way to say that is to look out for each other. Public transport can get rowdy, especially after people leave pubs and bars at night and have had a lot to drink. So stay safe by being accompanied by your friends. There's safety in numbers, another expression you may have heard or have in your own language. When walking on any street or pavement at any time of the day, a good tip is to walk facing oncoming road traffic so that you can see bikes and mopeds approaching, avoiding any potential moped muggings. By and far, Londoners are quite harmonious, and most just want to get home quickly. So when using the tube, ensure you always stand to the left on escalators. When you need to get past someone in a crowded setting, the usual way to ask someone to move is by simply saying sorry. Don't worry, you don't have to be or feel sorry. It's just a common way of politely asking someone to excuse you by moving so that you can pass. In London, we often show politeness or common courtesy by simply saying please, thank you, and sorry. Culturally, it is expected in many transactional situations, that is, when you buy something or when you ask someone to do something for you. These three expressions are vitally important and will certainly make the transition from living and breathing London life and studies much, much smoother. Oh, and never jump the queue. Whilst queuing is really no fun at all, Brits get a little antsy if they see someone jump the queue or push in ahead of where they should be. So, a couple more words for you here. Antsy, meaning a little bit annoyed or irritated. And the verb to push in, to not wait your place in a line or queue, but instead enter the line further ahead where people have been waiting for much longer. Finally, my international students have some additional tips for you. Firstly, crossing the road. As you may be aware, in the UK, we drive on the left-hand side, unlike many other countries in the world. So, when crossing the road, you may instinctively look in the wrong direction to check in the oncoming traffic. Therefore, always look in both directions before crossing a road, no matter how busy. Learn about the neighbourhoods near to where you live, and if there are any that are a bit dodgy, you should avoid them, especially early evening onwards. Make sure your family and friends have all your emergency contact details, such as your address and phone number and who you live with and how they can be contacted, and also who to contact at Birkbeck should it be necessary. If you're meeting someone new, meet them in a public place and tell your housemates or friends where you will be and when you will finally get home. Make sure you register with your local surgery or GP, which means general practitioner, or in other words, doctor. Find out which doctor's surgery is the closest in your neighbourhood and then register within a few days of your arrival in the UK. You never know when you might need to see a doctor and will need to book an appointment in advance. Therefore, register as soon as you can so that you can quickly make an appointment, especially in an emergency. Other than that, stock up on any painkillers or remedies for coughs and colds, which occur frequently, especially in the colder months. Finally, never leave bags or belongings unattended when out and about. Doesn't matter where you are, be it on campus or in a shop or a restaurant, always keep your bags and belongings with you at all times. Never leave them alone at any time. London is awesome. Being a student is a wonderful and a very fulfilling experience at Birkbeck. And living in London is generally considered quite safe, with one of the lowest rates of crime for a global city. Our concern at Birkbeck is always for your well-being and your safety, which is our #1 priority. You can also look at the National Union of Students website for more information about studying in the UK and enjoying all that being a student has to offer you, including lots of discounts and tips on lifestyle and staying safe. Now, try the exercises in the worksheet that accompany this video. Test how much you remember and have learnt.